normal, so we may have a slightly smaller crowd here tuning in, which is actually going to be a good thing. We'll be able to have a little bit of an active discussion, and we'll take a look at what is preceding us here when it comes to XRP, when it comes to the Ripple dump, with the escrow dump, I should say, with 1 billion XRP released from escrow. Um, so it's going to be an interesting dynamic here tomorrow as the weekend gets started. It's we've had 10 straight weekends so far where we've been red. At least by Sunday into Monday, we've dumped pretty hard, and we've done that for the last 2.5 months consecutively. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see now that the 1 billion XRP are being released from Ripple through the escrow dump on a Saturday. It'll be interesting to see how much they lock up and exactly the effect it has on the market. Aaron, welcome in. Keith, good evening. Along with Joseph Kupiak, thank you both. Along with Joseph Euler as well, thank you for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Mark Casson, welcome in. Defined Group, good evening. 777DW Brown and Keith Papa Wheelie, thank you all so much for being in Tom's Army. UK Phil, Tanya, thank you so much, love, for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years. BXB 589 Moon Badge, and UK Phil for over a year. Love seeing you both in here. All of you, as a matter of fact. Nick, good evening. Love seeing all your stuff in the Telegram. You are on the money, my friend. You are on the money. Love it. DJ, good evening. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. I greatly appreciate that. So, Crazy Paul, good evening as well. Also in Tom's Army. Appreciate all the support, everybody. Eric G, good evening, and thanks for continuing in Tom's Army for your second month, my friend, with the Dusty House Crypto News. 1970 Legend, good evening, and Tom's Army for over 6 months now with the XP Predictor. I love it. Anthony Venegas, welcome in. George, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Randall, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Tom, when did you get a Telegram, and what your Telegram name? I had a Telegram about 3 years ago. I stopped it because just there was bad stuff, bad actors and stuff, and it became more of a pain in the ass kind of thing because people were being rude. And you can go through the history if you guys do join it, but I'll share it. But there is no warnings. If you have bad energy, if you're not being helpful and you're the kind of person who likes to hurt people, or you're the kind of person who brings the bad energy, if you do join this link, not you, but anybody who joins this, if I put it on here, there is no, the only warning you get is this warning. So if you ruin the flow, there's like almost 250 people in there now. Since I opened it back up, there is no warning. So like it is what it is. Bring in good intentions, show humbleness, show your humility, and be helpful. That's all I ask. That's all you have to do. Nothing else. And that's what I just put in here. So I just put it on here. I don't have a lot of time to be talking about that. I got a lot of stuff we need to go over here. Whoops. Let me just pin my message. No, it's just a link right there. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is click on the link that I pinned in here. But I want to go over the charts. I want to talk about a little bit what happens with the escrow dump tomorrow. We'll see how much we'll see how much we decide to lock up through Ripple. Usually they'll lock up anywhere between 70 and 80% back into the escrow until December of 2028. If I can't get kicked out of Telegram, you should have no problem. So let's see. Before we get into the charts, what does this say? Key fact today. The SEC's appeal against Ripple's partial win adds uncertainty for XRP, as the new SEC administration intensifies enforcement against Ripple while easing actions on other crypto firms. So, where the heck was that at? I wish there was another, anyhow, let's see. I know about BlackRock. They added an Bitcoin ETF to 150 billion model portfolios for the first time. I think that's pretty interesting. XRP transactions skyrocket to 2 million. Coinbase sees mysterious withdrawal of billions of Shiba. SEC drops case. What does that say? Drops case against consensus. So yeah, a lot of things have been dropping. They've been dropping a lot of different things. So they saved the best for last, unfortunately. That they do. That they do. Indeed. Indeed. Besides that, I mean, it'll be a lot to look into the charts. We'll look for any more news and notes. XRP has a very critical point here. And it's right around $2.11. If we move it down just a little bit for the weekend, like 209, we're just trying to hold these areas so we can stay in this channel. If we were to break below it, it would invalidate any kind of thesis that you could have some kind of inverse head and shoulders forming here. And if we were to fall through here, the next layer, we know we have that $1.96, $1.98 area, which we came down to. Then there's a $1.82 roughly. And then to me, I mean, if this were to fill out as a bear flag, this could technically bring us down. I don't want it to fill out like that, FYI. But we definitely could end up, if we broke through here. But we've created a nice little descending consolidation now. But if we broke through here, we could have that $1.78. And then if that broke, there's that $1.50 technical drop target. If we lost this rising wedge, this broadening wedge, it could get much worse than that. But there is a little gap area around $1.50. I don't know if we're going to hit it, but we need to stay into this formation right now and not get rejected here. If we do, this is a bear flag that's forming, and then that's going to bring us right down into that area. Like, it's going to be unavoidable. Somewhere between $1.50 and $1.70 would be this drop if it fell out of here. So there's a lot of very, I don't want to say bearish signals because of the escrow dump and the fact we're going into a weekend where the last 2.5 months straight we've dumped on the weekend. But I mean, it could be stacking up against us here where it comes back down to the bottom of this broadening wedge at best case scenario if it breaks down. And then we could have a quick reversal. But, after you go down so far, you start to have to acknowledge the fact that the cycle could very well be over. So you don't want to go down too far. But at the same time, we gotta pay attention to this in the moment. Not, this could get this bad or this good. We just got to look at the moment of movement. So in the 2 hourly, I like the way it finished out this 2 hourly, if I'm being honest. We pushed into a new high, and now we're like consolidating. So if we can just get a rally here, this in the short term could finish off a very short, and it's not nothing huge, but it could either finish off a little short movement here down to 226, 225, somewhere in there, maybe 220, 225. Or it could start to kind of make we could be looking at this as maybe we are starting to break out in the short term after a small reversal. Now we've got this little resistance here. Can we get over the top of this? That would be a first area of resistance to get over. And right now it's like we're going to make a decision here. But in the 2 hourly, I do like the way that looks here in the short term. Nice little V shape here. Could be a double bottom. We'll see. And could this be the first time, because everybody's suspecting a bearish weekend since it's been the last 2.5 months straight, and with the escrow dump, would this be a strategic time where they dumped the market prior to the weekend, and now we could have some upward volatility? That would be something to see. We know H-bar was up better than 7%. Now it's up at 1.2% here on the flip. So it's had a pretty decent last 12 hours after the initial dump. Algo was trying to make a silent case to have a little bit of movement in the bullish direction here. But other than that, we're still waiting and watching. I think XRP's handled itself very well considering all things the last 72 hours. Even going down to that $1.96 area and bouncing its way back up 20 cents already. It was a pretty spectacular reversal. Just seen a meme coin commercial. I am not surprised. No, sir, I posted in Telegram immediately. Oh. I'm glad some of you are finding your ways there. But let me do the intro. And then we'll get to this. We'll get through this and we'll talk about it. So good evening. 8:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, February 28th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Tom, you're late tonight. I sure am. I'm on late tonight for sure. It was either come on now or come on never. So I wish I could have been on at 6 or 6:30, but this is the time that I was able to do it tonight. So, I wanted to at least be able to do it and, you know, get through this. No, so I posted in the Telegram as soon as I got the note. Excellent. I'm good. Thank you for posting, Nick. I appreciate that. About my bedtime left a lot, but glad I saw you come on. Jennifer, yes, I apologize for being so late. I do. Because I know some of you as well that are on, not just you, but some other ones too that are on the other side of the pond and the other side of the world. This definitely makes it a little harder, especially in the EU and the UK and that side. Randall, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. Your 10th YouTube Super Chat says paying it forward. Also in Tom's Army as well with the XRP Meteor. I greatly appreciate that. That's over 3 months in your 10th YouTube Super Chat. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Seriously, in 11 minutes at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It sure is. It sure is. It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in about 11 minutes. So, I mean, what do we think, guys and gals? Do we think the market's going to dump? Or do we think the market's going to pump? Or we can stick with XRP as well. Do you think it's going to pump or dump with the escrow? Do you think it dumped enough to where we can have a positive performance here with the escrow dump? Or do you think it's going to be standard operating procedure where on the weekend we seem to, we'll fall victim here for the 11th straight week? That's basically where we're at. We've fallen 10 straight weekends. But we'll see if this weekend's different. There's not usually a lot of people that will talk about this until like after. But I always like to see if there's any kind of narrative that, what is going on here? Why won't this work? Huh. For some reason, this is not working. What the hell is going on here? That's interesting. It will not let me press the one button on here. That's weird. It's never done that before. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to look through here. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is not letting me type the one button on Google. Ripple CEO weighs in on SEC's meme coin statement. Ooh. We'll see what they say here. So Ripple CLO weighs in on SEC's meme coin statements. Stuart Alderodi, Ripple's chief legal officer, has commented on the recent verdict by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission regarding the category of digital assets known as meme coins. He expressed a positive view on the Securities and Exchange Commission's decision about this popular type of crypto. In light of the regulatory agency's other recent steps targeted at ending its war with the crypto world, that war was started by the SEC's previous chairman, Gary Gensler. Meme coins are collectibles, SEC says. In a press release published on February 27th, the SEC referred to meme coin as a type of crypto asset inspired by internet memes, characters, current events, or trends for which the promoter seeks to attract an enthusiastic online community to purchase the meme coin and engage in its trading. It continues by saying that selling meme coins does not constitute an investment contract and does not imply a reasonable expectation of profits to be derived from the entrepreneurial or managerial efforts of others. Therefore, the document labels meme coins as collectibles. The value of meme coins is derived from speculative trading and the collective sentiment of the market. Like a collectible, Alderodi approves SEC's meme coin decision. Alderodi dwelled on this classification, stressing the beauty of the SEC statement. It has the important factor of simplicity at its core. The CLO says, adding that the agency is now acting without going beyond its jurisdiction. Meme coins aren't securities because they don't confer rights to income, profits, or assets. Alderodi said, adding that all decisions by the SEC now should be equally simple and logical for the crypto industry to understand. This doesn't have to be complicated. The beauty of the SEC statement on meme coins is its simplicity. The question is for the SEC is whether something falls under its jurisdiction, not whether it's illegal or legal, or legal or illegal. If fraud occurs, other agencies can act. Prominent VC investor and supporter of crypto projects Anthony Pompliano also commented on this decision by the SEC. He stated that if the regulator now calls meme coins collectibles, then every asset will become a collectible over time. SEC dropping multiple crypto cases. Over the last week, the Securities and Exchange Commission dismissed several major legal cases initiated against prominent crypto companies under the leadership of Gary Gensler, who resigned in January. The regulator has dropped cases against Coinbase, Robinhood, and Uniswap, and yesterday the dismissal of legal action against Consensus. Followed, the community now expects the Ripple case could be next. So it'll be interesting to see exactly when that does play out. The next timing for the Ripple case is somewhere around April 16th. So we'll see if preliminary they just drop it. Thanks, I joined your Telegram and posted a small video on Elon Musk talking about 2025. Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, and if anybody's interested, that link that I posted for the Telegram, there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, don't just look at the general chat. Go through the charts and go through all the stuff on here. If you're worried about not being able to see my content, maybe you just join the Telegram so you can see when my links are posted. And this is, oh, not that. No. The content links, that's for like the exchanges. But the content links, I always post everything I put on YouTube onto here. So if you don't get notified, this is a great way to get around that. But there is a lot of communication. What do we have now? 244 members. So it's growing pretty rapidly. I've only opened this back up for less than 2 weeks. And we've picked up over 200 members. So White House to host cryptocurrency summit. Trump to deliver remarks at White House crypto summit on March 7th. Should be, next week could be interesting. Next week could be interesting. Keith's 12-year-old is baking chocolate chip cookies. I am jealous. I am jealous. I want to see where that link was posted in the Telegram. Because I don't see that. Anyhow, so that's a cool place for us all to kind of get together and just talk. There's a lot of information there. I see so much talking when I'm sleeping in the USA, and the other side of the world is talking. And some in the USA that are just up. It's crazy. I think yesterday there was 100 and something messages while I was sleeping. It was awesome. Waking up to seeing everybody talking and just figure things out. I like to read this kind of stuff because this goes in line with our move to $1.50 and some change. Appreciate your positive energy. Great channel, great team. Oh, I appreciate that, KG. I try to be positive. I really do. Even if it's good or bad, I try to show the positive and negative side because I think as long as we have the information, whether it's going to be good or bad, I think it can still be a positive occurrence because maybe you just put money to the side and you can buy the big drops, or maybe you're trying to build into something. Maybe you're trying to find when the next bear market's, or the end of a bull market. James, gotta go pull ribs off the smoker and have dinner. Love all you, Tom's Army. Be safe, Tom, and God bless. Oh, I appreciate that, and good luck with your ribs, my friend. It sounds like it's going to be spectacular out of the smoker. Beautiful. I can't wait until it's a little bit warmer. I can't wait to use my, I will use our charcoal one as a smoker, setting it right. And oh God, stuff comes out so good. So appreciate you being in here tonight and enjoy that beautiful dinner. Just enjoy that dinner. Thanks. I joined Telegram and posted a small video on Elon Musk talking about 2025 singularity year. Ooh. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. So Ripple price analysis. XRP could plunge to $1.60 if this support fails. Cruz, thank you so much for the $10 donation. H-bar video was fire. Oh, you mean the one that I posted earlier? Yeah, I don't usually... Well, I do want to post more on that realm. I know they won't get as many views, but I did post the H-bar I talked about, an algo, the quietly building its bullish surge, and then I did a little bit with XRP. How maybe we could have a surprise this weekend, but we'll go into H-bar as well in this live. I really appreciate that $10 donation, Cruz. I think H-bar is, in the grand scheme of things, is vastly undervalued. Just vastly undervalued. I don't want to go as far as saying, well, maybe I will say H-bar is going to have more gains long term than XRP based on price point, but I definitely could see that being the truth. But we'll see. We'll see if XRP has a sneaky move this weekend. But Milo, what is this? I don't want this. Where's this $1.60? Right here. So Ripple price analysis. XRP could plunge to $1.60 if this support fails. Ripple's price has experienced a significant decline alongside the whole crypto market and is likely to continue dropping lower if Bitcoin fails to recover soon. On the daily chart of the XRP USDT pair, the price has been trending lower following the rejection from $3 resistance zone earlier in January. Currently, the market is testing the $2 support level, and if a breakdown occurs, a further decline towards the 200-day moving average, located around the $1.60 mark, would be probable. Yet, with the relative strength index entering the oversold region, a consolidation or at least a bullish pullback could be expected in the coming weeks. Looking at the XRP Bitcoin pair, it is evident that Ripple is holding on better against Bitcoin, as the price has not experienced a considerable drop yet. This is mainly because Bitcoin itself is currently experiencing a massive move lower. Nevertheless, the 2000 sat support level will likely be the upcoming XRP target, as the RSI, where the heck? Let's get this off of my screen. One day I'll remember to load it onto mine and not on my son's screen. Nevertheless, the 2000 sat level, support level, will likely be the upcoming XRP target, as the relative strength index is showing clear bearish momentum. The long-term outlook for XRP, however, will mostly depend on whether it is able to keep above the 200-day moving average, currently trading around the 1700 sat level, or sat area. So, just a little different way of looking at it, especially if it were to break down. But yeah, so now looking at the chart. So we talked about the possibility of this weekend, maybe having a little bit of a bullish talk. We talked about the beginning of this live, how it looked like that 2 hourly was closing nicely. And if it did, we could start coming up near that 224, 225 area. And try to see how we react here. And it looks like we're starting to do that here. It looks like we're getting a little bit of momentum. Nothing major, though, because we don't have any kind of real volume spike. So that's the one thing that's going to continue to hinder us right now. We could really use some volume. Like, even in this push up, you're not seeing a lot of volume. Now, if this is a flag that is playing out here in the short term, and this is just some generic analysis right now. This is nothing special. This would get us up maybe to the 200-day in the smaller time frames. But this is just back to this area we talked about, 224, 225. Maybe it can give enough oomph to get up there, and then we can deal with this and see what's going to happen. That would also kind of be like a neckline resistance if it was bearish as well up there. So I could definitely see a little bit of noise happening here in the short term. Maybe it's only 5%, but it definitely looks like something could be building. But this would have to play out bullish and not get a sell candle here. Now we're only 3 hours away from the perceived escrow dump when it can possibly start. So we are going to be waiting for that, obviously. So there's a lot of things to consider this weekend. Even if you're trying to make a swing trade in the market, there's definitely a lot of stuff to consider. You know, make sure you're doing something you want to do, and not because you've seen me say it, somebody else talk about it, or somebody else do it as well. You do it because that's what you're convinced to do. Even if you're somebody who's like, I've been in this market for a long time. We got a nice bounce back from where it was at, 24 hours ago or 12 hours ago. And now, we will, maybe you want to just take your money and run. No one's going to argue with you. And remember, if you're making profit, you can't lose. The only people that say you can lose when you make profit and take it out are the ones not making profit. Because there's no guarantee it goes higher. There's no guarantee it goes lower. So even if you're a short trader and you're in significant profit, you want to be taking profit every step of the way. I heard escrow dump doesn't go to the exchanges. Nobody really knows, do they? But I'm just saying, you're putting it on the market, it's going to the exchange. I don't really care what anybody says. Even if it only ends up being 200 million tokens, it's going into the total supply, which means that it expands the total supply of XRP, which means that it is it's inflationary. There's going to be more in the supply, which means the price is going to get hampered a little bit. I've heard that every single month since I've been doing this since 21, and it kind of makes me laugh when people say it. When they dump XRP onto the market, Ripple releases it. It's going into the total supply. People can say it's on the exchanges or not. It's still the total supply is going up. So when I buy on the exchange, I'm looking to see the total supply in circulation and the max supply that can ever be put in. So when they release 200 million more or whatever it is, we're going to see that its total circulation goes up by whatever they don't relock back up. So to me, we can say whatever we want, but they're dumping it onto the market. So that's the way I look at it. CRO is at the bottom. CROs fell hard. That's the crypto.com token. And it's got utility, so it's not like it doesn't have utility. And it's very cheap in its process. Like, it really is. So the ones who are paying attention to the CRO, I have CRO tokens. And now it's actually back within the range where I would not mind, you know, when my rewards get added up, I don't mind getting these. And this looks like XRP as well. Small bull flags. This should bring us up probably to the 8-cent mark. That's what it looks like to me. Like, we got these short little cup. Well, I mean, it could be a higher one. But this first little consolidation here looks like it's going to get us up to 7.9. Is this across the board? Is everything looking at like that across the board right now? Are these small bull flags? I got to make sure. Because I know on XRP it's definitely there. I know on crypto.com it's the, oh yeah. Look at this. These are all looking like we're going to have a short-term break to the top side. Assuming these all do make this play once it gets over here. I mean, you're looking at little plays here. We're looking at little plays. Maybe it gets up to... Yeah, we're looking at little plays here. We really... Look at these little flags. Yeah, CRO's at an all... I can see how low it is right now. It's craziness. I just wanted to see some validation from the rest. But yeah, this is crazy how cheap it is. I've never even... The only other time I seen it down here, it was before that big rally in November. Man, a little bit earlier than that, too, because we had one downturn right here where it actually was its all-time lows. In the region was 6.7. But it's gone lower than this before. CRO has gone all the way down to 2.4 cents back in 2020. So, not quite all-time lows. But, I mean, you're within the margin of error now on another drop. That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, we've got this little... This is like the all-time uptrend, if you want to look at it. Just like this. I guess you got to go up a little bit higher. Because you've got to give it the credibility that it actually hit... Oh, let me take this into the weekly. You've got to give it the credibility because it did hit back here like this. But I don't know. I kind of think like you could... that makes it tough because it never actually came all the way back down then. I'd like to do it like this. Just like that. Something like right here. Suppose we could do it like that, too. Grab those wicks. Yeah, I don't mind that. I still suspect at some point this is going to end up creating some kind of cup here. Now, we don't know how far it can go down. That's the problem. Like, is it going to break this and come down to a new layer? I mean, it's gotten friggin' destroyed here lately. So, we'll keep an eye on that. But I feel like, is most of the market building that right now? Because if it is, MXC, let's see. Are most of these building that short-term bull flag? That would be fantastic if they are. Slightly different. This one's slightly different, but it's more of a consolidation. These are different. These have already come up a little bit. Let's see if we stick with like the normal ones. Like, let's see. 215 XLM. We're going to try to build a little rhythm here. Oh, yeah, look at this. Even XLM's got this little flag here. Does everybody see these? On the ones that we've been talking about, these little flags? And they're V-shaped recoveries, too, which is nice. Like, if this breaks out, I mean, we could come back to the top here. This would be a move back up to 32 if this pans out, roughly. I see these across the board right now. Glad to see you on tonight, Tom. Been waiting for you for hours. Sorry about that, my friend Frankie. Yeah, I couldn't get on until a little bit later. My mom had stopped over, and just with my son's therapies and stuff, it panned out to this time. I see these little flags. See, Nick, I know you see them too. Can you let me know what your opinion about AMP? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me go into AMP. I love AMP. Let's see if it's got an opportunity here to... Ooh. I mean, these all look like they're forming some little bottoms here. Got to get over short-term resistance, but... This is either setting our emotions up for a big drop after midnight. But it definitely seems like the trading bots are back in the buy zone. And with that news of March 7th, you could get a preemptive run up here. Like a buy the rumor, sell the news. Like this could, I've been saying this. This could be the anomaly weekend where it just seems like there's no way it can go up. The escrow dump's happening. Crypto's been bearish. It's had 2.5 months straight worth of weekend dumps. This could be the anomaly weekend where we dump so hard going into the weekend. And look at this. Oh, man. I feel like there's an opportunity here with Algo. Nice V shape. We'll see if these pan out. If these play out like bull flags, we're going to have a small little... And I'm not saying it's going to create millionaires or anything like that. But you're talking about possibly a 10 to an 11% move off of this. And we've been beaten down some. Let's take a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index right now. We have been definitely beaten up here. We're at 20. 20. Jennifer Kupiak, can we cover DGB? Absolutely. Absolutely, love. That's one of my favorite ones. I'll never say no to that. I have over 1 million tokens of DGB. I'll never say no to that. Man, Algo does look like it's getting ready for like a 10% move here. If these are not fake outs right now, these look like they're getting ready for a move up. Like these could be getting ready for a move up here. Like pay very close attention to what's going on here in the market. DGB down 1.37%. Ooh, DGB had an artificial move up. You hate to see that. DGB had a 5.5% move up. Still V-shape. Looks like it was a quick fake out there. Assuming we don't lose somewhere around 7.5, DGB could double this move that it made right here. Now it came down consolidated. That could be a quick move back up. We'll see. DGB did a great back test on the backside of this descending wedge. It's consolidated out. It's just the one thing it hasn't done is exhausted the wick yet. It needed to come down a little bit farther for that. These are so damn tricky. This is going to be a tricky weekend. That's a nice inverted hammer there, though. I'll tell you that much in the 3-hourly. 4-hourly, same. Nice inverted hammer. You know, that could be the start of something here. This is like, if I didn't know any better kind of thing. Like, it makes it look so bearish, but this is where we could have some kind of bullish turnaround here. But, you know, don't get too excited until it happens, because we've had a pretty dramatic last few weekends. So, kind of like something like that we got to get around. That's the short-term resistance. Just got to get around it. Get around that, you've got a chance. Now, the support even would be all the way down at 7.1. So, we'll see. We'll see, because you had an artificial push up, and then it came right back down. Let's see what ZIL looks like. ZIL. It's like, if I didn't know any better, it looks like we're building a short-term push. That looks like a bull flag that might want to play out here. Now, I understand there's no volume to speak of whatsoever. So maybe this is just a grand scale fake out before the end of the night. But look at this. Here's V-Chain starting to make that move, possibly. These all look exactly this. Those are some nice V-shaped recoveries with inversion. Telling you, if I didn't know any better, I would say this looks like we're going to have a sneaky like 10% move here on most of these. Bitcoin, nice bull flag V-shaped recovery as well. Ethereum, nice little flag here with a little V-shape. I don't know, man. This looks like conditions to move a little bit here. Not like we're going to go crazy. But even without volume, I could see this doing like a 7 to 10% move here, possibly, to liquidate some of these short traders. I don't know. It feels like this weekend might be a little different. Yeah, I know the weekends have been pretty avoidable the last 10. But this could be the one that turns it around. Let's look at the total crypto market cap versus the total 3. So the total crypto market cap's at 2.761 trillion, up about 0.6% or 16.284 billion in the last couple hours. Again, this looks like V-shaped recovery. Nice consolidation here. This looks like a nice V-shape looking to break out here. I mean, the total... We're looking for positive signs going into the weekend. If these break up, I would say this is a pretty positive. This would get it up to the 200-day, and this should get us back up to the 2.9 trillion. I mean, like I said, it's not going to make anybody rich, but we could have a short-term push here. I mean, that's about 5.5% on the total crypto market cap. And then the total 3 right now is up 0.75%, 6.29 billion or 809.7 billion. That's the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So now this looks like a little flag as well here. I'm telling you guys, this could be the conditions for a sneaky move like we've been talking about the last day. Especially today. We could get a sneaky move up here. Like, I would not be surprised to see these come up 5 to 6% here across the board. From that point, it was about 5.8. Probably come up to that a little bit higher. They do look like, it does look like V-shaped recoveries on the push up here. I mean, this is good. IOTA, same friggin' thing. Look at that. V-shaped recovery, nice back test of this bullish cross. Man, oh man. Yeah, just the entire across the board, if we could get like a 7 to 10% move here to start the weekend, it would definitely bring for some positive momentum. This is pretty interesting. This is actually a really interesting moment we found ourselves in right here. Like, IOTA's in that spot as well. Like, look at IOTA. They're all kind of in that spot. Yeah, but remember, on thinly traded weekends, you don't need as high a volume to move the prices. The ETFs are closed, and, you know, a lot of the places that have different options to buy into crypto, they're not online right now. So you got thinly traded weekend, which means there's thin volume movement, which means that markets can move faster with less volume. We're starting to get some small surge here, guys. Like, I'm seeing this in real time, and I think some of you are as well. I tried to pick a strategic time to come on today, and I'm pretty sure we picked the perfect time. Now, obviously, this can break down, so we obviously understand that this could break down, right? We understand that this could, in fact, break down. But for algo right now, you're looking to make sure you hold that 23.4 cent area. Man, it's been a few weeks since I was like, hey, you know, there might be some positive momentum building here in the crypto market over the weekend. There's some positive momentum that could be building here over the crypto weekend, right? What do we think here? Do we think that this is a fake out across the market, or do we think we're seeing something here? We've got Zell sitting here looking like it could possibly be doing this as well. We've got VeChain. Jennifer, I'm headed to bed. Good night, fam. Thank you for coming on time. You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much, love, and hopefully you have sweet and blessed dreams here. And hopefully you wake up at some point, you know, even if it's the middle of the night, early morning, and you see some kind of movement here. There's a very real chance that these could play out here. We're going to see a quick 7% spike. Like somewhere between 5.5% and 10%. Now, if it breaks down, that's going to be a brutal weekend. I can tell you right now, if this little bull flag breaks down, or this little flag, this illusion, it would be brutal. But XRP is starting to push up here a little bit to 217 now. And we can see XRP, it's starting to break that up before most of the other ones. That's starting to break up right now. So we're starting to see this, folks. If we reclaim a close over 217 on XRP, we could definitely have a nice small move up. Yep. For XRP, if this happened, it's nothing major, guys. Don't think that this is going to change the game, but it's just to come back up and retest at $2.25. So, yeah, it's a little bit of movement. Even from right here, you're looking at about 4.1% over the top from here. It's already moved a couple percent from the bottom, but not unlike what H-bar is doing. But H-bar built itself a nice, a little bit bigger push here. So if H-bar plays this true, we talked about this in the update earlier. But if H-bar does, in fact, play true out of here, suppose we could do it somewhere around there. I mean, you're looking at an over-the-top for H-bar. That's around 25 cents. Like I said, these aren't major moves. They're not going to, like, make you rich. That's about 14% for H bar. So there is a real chance here that there's something building right beneath our very eyes, or beneath our noses here. Axelar. No, same thing. V-shape recovery. I mean, it really does look like something's building up right below our noses here. Axelar kind of did what DGB did as well, so we'll see if it does in fact break out. It's not like it's anything crazy, but that gets you to 45 cents. And that's about a 7.3% move for Axelar. So there are signs that this could happen here. There really are signs. We want algo, if it was going to happen, to stay above that 23.4 cents, because you want to start riding that 20-day. Next move would be to get over and start backtesting no lower than about that 23.8. But it does look like we're trying to, I mean, honestly, if I was going into the last few weekends, this is the most optimistic I would be the last like 2.5 months, to be honest with you, at least for this Friday and the Saturday. Now, after this, especially if this were to break down, well, yeah. But right now, it looks like we could be building something. As small and minute as it might be, it would get XLM up near that 32 cent level if this pans out. You know, it would get certain ones up a little bit. I mean, we'd much rather see that than playing down like it could have. So we could save ourselves here and start to reverse. Frankie says, yeah, what's he doing?
He's in his room.
Okay. Let's see. But I mean, as far as for optimism, this is the most optimism I felt in a few weeks on the weekend, if I'm being honest. I know it's sad, but I can see some optimism here. Even with IOTA, I could see a potential here. Look at IOTA. IOTA's in need, and this looks like a small move, even just up to 22 cents, right? I think it would be probably up. Does anybody, am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm seeing something that's not there, but I don't know. It feels like it's here. No, we never go into the weekend looking positive. You're right about that, especially the last 2.5 months. And now all of a sudden they're teasing 10% moves across the market. Huh. I am happy. Because I didn't know what to think of this weekend when it started. And right now, I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but I am feeling a positive vibe here that I haven't felt in a while when it comes to the market. I'm being serious for the weekend. Now, it could just be false hope. Could be false hope. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's false hope, to be honest with you, because it's honestly looking like something here, and I'm getting a little bit intrigued here, to be honest with you. I'm getting a little intrigued here. Like IOTA's one that definitely, a lot of these intrigue me. Like there's a lot of these that intrigue me when they end up moving in rhythms like this, and I for one get pretty excited when things like this start to happen. Now, I understand more than anybody, like, there's no guarantee that this moves at all. None. Zero. Kazilch. But it is exciting to see, like, these patterns setting up here like this. At least the illusion of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's the illusion. Sometimes we just need the illusion here. You know, and I see the illusion. I'm looking through some of the other order books, and, I mean, there's nothing that I see here that is telling me, like, I feel like we're seeing this for what it is right now. I mean, nothing's really... Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly pretty happy with what I'm seeing. If I said I wasn't, I'd be lying, so... What do you... I'm actually pretty happy with this, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, but you know, I'm not a dummy. So we'll see if this is just to kind of get us feeling good going into the weekend. But it definitely feels like something's starting to happen here within the market. So, you know, we'll obviously pay attention. We'll obviously look at this with our, you know, with our not overly optimistic viewing point, but the understanding that just because it's a bearish moment, when something bullish starts happening in the market, you can't just discourage it. So, and I'm not saying that this is, oh my God, this is going to break the bank. This is going to reverse us from these big drops or anything like that. But what I am saying is we're finding ourselves in a moment right now. No matter where I look on these different exchanges right now, I'm seeing pretty much the same thing when I go through, even on CoinMarketCap, when I'm looking through the IoT tokens right now on my phone, because sometimes it's just a little bit easier. Um, I'm definitely liking it, at least in the short term, what I'm seeing. It's given us that illusion, at least, that we could have some kind of market wide rally. And you know, to me, the illusion, we need the illusion sometimes. I know a lot of you understand. Sometimes you need that illusion so that some people that they might end up starting to buy into the market more than you would have expected. And you get a little bit of upward momentum. And honestly, that's what gets me excited. Like getting me to feel like this right now. I didn't know if it'd be possible this weekend. And I'm going to continue to just harp on that. I did not know if it was going to be possible this weekend, especially with like the escrow dump and things like that about to take place. But I'll tell you this much, I am not unhappy. I'm actually pretty happy with how this is starting to play out here. Let's just put it that way. So we'll continue to monitor this over the weekend. And I'll obviously be here. I'll be here in the morning tomorrow to do the live. And then as far as, you know, the rest of the weekend, it's always hit or miss. Like outside of the lives, I'll definitely do a short during the day, but it does get a little choppy on the weekend. So I'll do the best I can. And then, but we're gonna keep updated. I don't think there'll be anything else tonight necessarily because it's already getting late. But anyhow, I don't know. I'm excited looking through this because on here it's even showing XLM has a possibility here of a push up. There's a lot of stuff here that is showing the possibilities of an emergence here, and I'm very happy when I see emerging things start to happen on the tokens because let's just face it, we've had some rough stretches here, and I feel much better when we start to have some positive movement. I'm not gonna lie. So this is basically what I'm looking at tonight. I'm looking to see if these bull flags can in fact play out here, and if so, what is the top end potential that we're looking at here, and can we make a real significant move here? Because when you start to get these positive buildups, and look what's happening with XRP now, we're starting to slowly but surely, as we're talking ourselves through this, we are slowly but surely seeing this start to play out in front of our very eyes. It's rather exciting if you ask me. So that's where we're at, folks. That's where we're at. And that's what makes me happy about, you know, the little bit of the way the market is. So what do you guys think? I know you've been listening to me talk for the last 49 minutes, but this is when you start to see the whole market start showing stuff like this. You take it serious, and that's why I said we're going to take this serious now until it punches us in the face. But we talked about that sudden move up to $2.25 for XRP when this live started, and we were sitting at $2.11 roughly. And now since this live started, we've had a little bit of movement, but that's the good thing about being able to diagnose the V-shaped recovery, the nice little consolidation, the nice little flag that was there, and then seeing that the targeted move was at least short term up to 225. You know, so even if you were shorting this, you were able to at least step out of the way at the beginning of this live, and now 50 minutes later, we're seeing that little bit of a corrective move up. So I also don't think there's any coincidences. Personally, I think we go down, but I could easily be wrong. Well, if we go down, we're going to have to play out this 5 to 7% move across the market, if not a little bit more. unless they just completely fall apart. But most of them are showing an XRP's leading the way right now. Like if you look at how some of these are, XRP's absolutely leading the way on this consolidation now. And we're waiting for the rest of the market just to follow suit. Doge starting to push up out of it as well. IOTA not quite moved up at all yet. It's still in the consolidation. Same thing with Algo trying to make a break. HBAR trying to make a breakout as well. ZIL has not done anything yet. It's trying to make a move out. Joseph, thank you so much for not only being in Tom's Army, but also a $10 donation. You're incredibly generous by some of you in the audience this evening. Just incredibly generous. And not just a monetary donation. Some of the kind words, some of you that are putting in some useful information in the comments, that's all just as important as getting a monetary donation. And I appreciate the pay it forward mentality. I really, really do. Does mean a lot to me. Let's see. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. And we are coming to the end of this live because my son's gonna be going to bed shortly here. And I just want to make sure everything's good. Julie's in the shower, so I'm definitely on alert right now. But that is everything I wanted to share this evening. I wanted to go through the charts. I wanted to go through the possibility of this weekend pump. And now Bitcoin's over 85K. So I think we're dead set. I think we're right about what we're seeing here. I really do think we're right about what we're seeing here. Nick, can't remember my last donation. Thank you, Tom. Hey, Nick, you give more donations than you even realize. With all of your information you share with us, with all of the stuff you share in the Telegram, all of your charts, all of your wisdom. But I do appreciate the pay it forward mentality of that $1.99, Nick. I really, really do. Frankie says, I knew it was a matter of time. We've been getting beaten up every weekend for the past. Yeah, it's been the last 2.5 months straight. We got beaten up over the weekend. We've had 10 straight red weekends, if to put it in perspective. I love the butterflies in my stomach too. No matter how many times you see a tiny bullish setup, it always makes you feel good. Always makes you feel. Oh, Nick, you've seen me in the Telegram. I've got the worst typing because my phone always corrects and I just don't have the patience to correct the corrector of the AI. So now people are like, can you spell? It's like, no, my autocorrect makes sure that I look like an idiot at all times. So I'll just make it look like that. Absolutely. We're driving now, folks. We are driving up right now. It's a beautiful thing to see. This is an absolutely beautiful thing to see, in my opinion. But, I mean, we had the crypto fear and greed index at 20, which is ripe conditions as well the last couple days for a little bit of a push. You want to see extreme fear, and we're still in extreme fear, which is fantastic. It's fan-friggin-tastic. Man, I'm so happy this live went the way it did. I'm so happy I came on at the time I did, too, because we're in the heart of this little move up. It's like I'm just waiting for IOTA and Algo and some of these other ones because they all seem to be on the same principle. Looks like ZIL's starting to move up a little bit here now. Beautiful. Looks like VeChain probably starting to move up here. Look beautiful. Look at these. We're starting to get the movement in the hourly now. These should come up. It should be some 7 to 10% if this plays out properly. And look at XRP now up 3%. So XRP starting to lead the way here as well. We looked at Bitcoin and it looked nice in a short bull push here. Even if it just gets up to like 88K is possible. Let's measure out Bitcoin just to see. But I love doing this with all of you and seeing this in real time so we can see our wisdom. Not just mine, but all of ours, because we've been talking mutually during this whole thing, trying to build a narrative. 90K? That could be 90K if this plays to its potential. Right, Nick? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we got back over that really key $2.17. We were 6 cents under it when this live started. So it's been a great turnaround since this live started. I must admit. It's been a fantastic turnaround. But with that being said, I'm going to go. I'm going to go with my son. Make sure he's good because Julie's in the shower. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn that bell notification to all. Join me in the Telegram for free. There's no monetary expected, no donation. You just join, you show good vibes, you show good ambition, good energy, and you can stay around with us. It's just that simple. I'm not looking to make any money off of any of you. I'm trying to build this up as we've been for almost 4 years now. End of March will be my 4 years on YouTube, and I've never missed a day. So the dedication is just as strong as it was day one. So if you're looking, BITUNIX, low spot and leverage trading fees, maybe you want to buy spot leverage, maybe you want to send from another exchange and sell for cheaper. I encourage you with BITUNIX, low spot leverage trading fee, lowest maker taker fee. HOTCOIN's okay, but I don't use them that much. I think there's a liquidity issue. I would encourage you to go down to the bottom to BLOFIN. They have IOTA and Algo and all this other stuff. VELO. The only one they don't have that HOTCOIN has is XDC. But there's so many options on BLOFIN as well. It's another way where you can buy and sell cheaper, just like BITUNIX and Spot. And I only share these because these are the ways that I trade. And I'm trying to make sure everybody doesn't get ripped off on the way. So that's it, everybody. I wish I could stay longer, but I do have my fatherly duties. Algo starting to push up now a little bit. See, Algo starting to push up out of here. Still waiting for IOTA to start pushing up. It's kind of just set here for now. But I have a feeling that they're all probably going to make that same move here. So, little good vibes here going into the weekend now. Bitcoin's up 1,000 points. It's starting to push up on that flag as well. And this is why it's important to learn technical analysis. Because if you don't understand it, you're looking at this saying, oh, there's no way we can go up. Probably most people are taking shorts out that don't understand. And then you see this setup and be like, hey, small V shape here and a nice little hold. Now a little flag. Man, this actually is looking like a 7% market-wide move or 10% possibly. Then all of a sudden you see XRP reverse from a couple percent down to 3.2% up during the live. We see some of the other ones starting to surge up just a tiny bit. Now H-bar's up over 2%. And this is something we should see across the board. So looking forward to it. Trying to stay optimistic. And we'll see if this pans out. Have a blessed evening.